Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? We'll be shortly starting the podcast, which has more viewers in the room right now than it ever will on YouTube, which is currently 0.
Prospects of living a long and healthy life with HIV didn't exist back then. Whereas today, if you were diagnosed with access to treatment, you will live a normal life expectancy.
So there is treatment for it nowadays?
Yes, we have medications called antiretroviral drugs. They're not a cure, but if you're able to access them, and here in the UK we can, then they suppress the virus and allow your immune system to not be so damaged by being HIV positive.
Okay. So have you ever undergone treatment for it?
Yes,
I assume so, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't be here talking to you today if I didn't have my meds. Now, in the early years, someone like me didn't get treatment straight away. Today, you would. And I've been on treatment consistently now for about 15 years. And now I just take 2 pills once a day. Some patients will be on 1 pill once a day, some maybe a few more. And even now we have new things called injectable treatments. So some patients will have an injection every 3 months, 2 or 3 months, I'm not sure which, I'd have to remember. And that would be their treatment rather than taking pills every day.
Is there any benefit to getting that over the pills, or is it just personal preference?
I think it's personal preference, and also someone like me who's considered what they say now a long-term survivor, because I've been through a lot of the earlier drugs, I probably wouldn't be eligible for the injectable treatments, whereas someone newly diagnosed who's never been on the pills, that might be an option for them.
Yeah. Do you still have to be checked up for it?
Well, I go to the clinic every 6 months just for a sort of check-in with my consultant. They obviously have to do regular blood tests twice a year just to make sure that everything that should be right is right. Obviously, some of the medications can cause issues with other parts of the body like kidneys and liver. So they're always keeping an eye on things like that. And most importantly, what happens when you're on treatment is something called your viral load gets reduced to undetectable levels. And that's really critical, because if you're undetectable, you can no longer transmit the virus to a partner. So there's 0 risk now if you're undetectable on treatment. So the sort of 6 monthly check-in very much wants to know that I'm still undetectable.
Does that happen for everyone eventually, or is that?
Yes, everyone on treatment, if they stick to their pills and take them every day like we're prescribed, then 99.9% of patients will get an undetectable viral load within 6 months. And as long as you stay on your medications, you stay undetectable. They call it undetectable, untransmittable, U equals U for short.
So if you stop with the medication, it comes back?
Yes,
goes above the level.
If you stop the treatment, then your viral load will start to rise again. And you could then potentially put someone else at risk of contracting HIV.
So this quote I've got, I hope I got it right, because I was listening and I wrote it down. So it's, to be in a room hearing my freestyle right after check. It was the real Slim Shady instrumental. Back then my freestyles were truly on another level.
So basically I met her in a piano room.
Yeah.
She was practicing piano.
Yeah.
And I just stood out there and I listened to her playing piano for a while, and then she just came out of the room. She realized I was listening the whole time.
Yeah. And
then we just got together, and she really took interest in my rapping interest. And so I just said, hey, maybe I can show you my freestyle if you want. And then she got really hyped up for it. And then so anyway, we went into another practice room, and I put on the real Slim Shady instrumental. Yeah. Yeah, because I really like that song, and but it was like a really fast beat. Yeah. It's like a 100 BPM tempo. Yeah. But I managed to freestyle.
Pull it off. Yeah.
I managed to pull it off, but I don't think the freestyle is good at all. I was stuttering a lot. Yeah. But she still likes it a lot, because I don't know, but because I think for people who don't know how to rap, my level could already be kind of impressive. Yeah. But I feel like the rap isn't that good, and And when I say back then, my freestyles were truly on another level, because when I was writing this song, my freestyle ability has already progressed, and compared to when I first met her.
Yeah.
And so I would say it was truly on another level. That means it's on a lower level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a bit of wordplay going on there.
a bit of irony.
Yeah.
I would say.
So in February 23 now, which is when we're recording this, do you still freestyle? Do you still, is that something that's got better and still something you do?
I actually don't freestyle that much anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like freestyle is
I know
when I freestyle, I always look for words. No, I always look for lyrics that are kind of like, you know, in party mode and that kind of stuff, or braggadocio.
Yeah.
You know, because there isn't much lyrical content when you try to freestyle.
Yeah.
It's like it's just so hard to put into any lyrical content. And as a rapper who, you know, who really emphasizes on lyricism, I find that you know, quite uncomfortable, and there's nothing I can do about it really, because within seconds you just can't produce anything that's lyrically enriching.
Yeah.
And I watched the best freestyler probably in the world right now, and his name is Harry Mack.
Yeah,
he's
I've
on
heard
YouTube.
Of him. He's on like Omegle and stuff.
Yeah, he's like the best freestyler ever. But when I hear him rap, for example, give me a word right now, a random word.
Laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, he will say it's just something like, yeah, you know, I'm the rap god. My brain functions something like a laptop.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to he's trying to substitute the word laptop or any other word you throw at me to a braggadocio context. You can do that,
right,
like,
but you've got to be really good at what you do, and like they might be getting good like 42 points out of 45, but if their personal statement isn't good and if their extracurriculars aren't good, like that's what Oxbridge is all about. Like you have to be overachiever in everything. I think that's just really like,
personal statement scares me.
Exactly. And then we're the last year who have to do the personal statement.
Is that true?
Yeah, next year just have to fill in some more, like multiple choice questions and that.
Do you not feel like personal statement writing is so cringe? Because you have to just big yourself up for like a page. It's so awkward.
That's so true. I mean, like, I don't like the bigging up yourself bit isn't an issue, but like it's
sound like
because I'm so used to bigging myself. Right. Self-confidence is just the key to everything in life. I'm telling you, if you're confident in yourself and your ability to do anything, you can just cruise through life, and it's great.
So that sounds like a meditate. Don't you meditate? It's like a meditation line.
Yeah, like when you have time for yourself, like in the summer, or like in the Easter holidays, or in like any time you have time for yourself, and like you're by yourself, like take yourself out on a date. I don't care if it's cringe. I don't care if you're
take yourself on a date.
Take yourself on a date.
What do you mean?
Go, like, if you're at home and you're like, damn, I really wish someone could take me out on a date right now. I really want a boyfriend, I really want a girlfriend. There's no need. Like, you don't ask for a boyfriend, you don't ask for a girlfriend, you don't ask for a significant other. You just like, they just come in your life and you're just like, damn, that's kind of cool. But you don't need one. You can just.
So you're gonna go like bowling by yourself or something?
Probably not bowling, but you could. There's nothing wrong with going bowling by yourself.
No.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to.
Who are you playing against?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you mean? I'm actually intrigued. Like, what do you mean?
Take yourself out on a date.
Like a dinner.
Yeah, because go to like a restaurant. Like I've done this so many times.
I go to dinner by myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
When?
When I'm like working or something, and I need food.
But when you need food, but actually plan it. Like go to a nice place and.
Okay. No, I go like Mackey's.
Yeah, exactly. That's just
KFC.
But like you treat yourself. Just be like. I'm gonna have this day to myself. Go to a spa. Like do something that makes you happy.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with sparring.
Huh? Yeah.
Go
to a spa by yourself. That's fine.
Do you do that?
Go to a spa by yourself.
Just like go to dinner by yourself.
Of course. I don't need it. Like having that sense of independence is so.
But self-love is very important.
Exactly.
I do agree with you.
Exactly.
And
it makes you just such like, if you're confident in yourself, it just makes you more secure within yourself, and then
That is true.
you're better in a social environment.
That is true.
You just feel more comfortable being yourself.
And also, if you're out like by yourself, you might make friends.
Exactly. I have had so many experiences like that. Like, I've just gone out and I've been like, oh, this is time for myself. And then because I'm radiating that beautiful energy, people are like, she's cool. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then vibe.
Are there any like stories we could?
So I was going out to MK and I was just getting myself like a bubble tea, going shopping.
Do you like bubble tea?
I love bubble
That
tea.
stuff's so weird. It tastes like. I feel like I've just offended you really badly. It tastes like chemicals. What?
What bubble tea have you had?
I don't know, but it's just
Is
like.
it milk? Have you had milk tea or did you have the fruit tea?
I think it's like blueberry or something.
Oh, so you had the blueberry popping boba.
Mate, I don't know what you're saying.
I'll
Are
take
they the little
you.
balls in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll take you to a bubble tea place and I'll get
So
you
it was
a
like
flavour.
it was this yellow stuff, and then it had the little blueberry balls in it.
Yeah, so you probably had like peach milk tea with blueberry boba or something. And you didn't like it?
I don't think so. What is boba?
So you can have tapioca, which is like corn. I think it's cornstarch. It's the tapioca's the chewy one. You definitely won't like the chewy one.
No, it was like biting it, like
And it pops.
exploded. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like it's just thin film, which is edible, and then you have like juice in it, and it pops.
Is it good? It can't be good for you.
I don't think it's good for you, but it's tasty.
Yeah, because probably like 3,000 grams
Yeah.
of sugar or something.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
But it's like a Mars bar, or it's like Coke, or it's like whatever.
Okay. You know, there's this Fanta called Fanta Strawberry. Okay. Let me get the facts on this one, because I bought this this Fanta the other day from this random convenience store. How does this laptop work? Yeah, so it's called Fanta Strawberry, and apparently it's like quite popular in America, and so this will be a great story. Wait for it. It's just loading. There you go. So Fanta Strawberry. If you look at the nutritional facts, it has 74 grams of sugar per bottle, which, if you calculate the weight of...
I swear you would need like 25 grams a day.
Yeah, if you calculate the weight of... How big is this?
Oh my dearie days.
It doesn't say how big this is.
It's probably like 500 ml.
But it is 148% sugar. How's that even possible? It's 148%.
Because you have like natural sugar, you have added sugar, you have fake sugar, then you have all the other.
No, this is just the added sugar.
Ah.
Total sugar is 74 grams, includes 74 grams added sugar, which is 148% of your daily intake.
You drink that and you get diabetes.
148% of your daily intake. Look how small that bottle is.
It's disgusting. And you've had that.
No, when I started reading the can, and I put it in the bin. I couldn't even drink that. No, think about that though.
Well done, Jacob.
You can't be drinking 150% of your
No,
intake.
that's very true.
I don't know what this Fanta is, but... Oh. So a question I was told to ask you, I don't know why we're changing over the record, is if music streaming and Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever, is that ruining music?
Spotify is ruining artists, is ruining the industry. They do not pay at all. The artists are not getting any pay. I mean, my songs have got over 1 billion streams collectively, and I still haven't got a penny.
Have they really?
Yeah. So that I still haven't got a single dime to my name, which is really sad. But
that just didn't click in my head. I was like, what?
do you actually believe me?
Just keep talking.
Okay, the Nite podcast, everyone. What was I saying? Spotify playlists as well. I've seen like the curated playlists, just for you, your daily mix.
Yeah.
Those are fine. Those are cool features.
I think Daily Mix is great.
You can kind of tap in and. Sorry. Spotify DJ, yeah, whatever that is. Great features. I mean, they made the Canvas thing where you can watch little videos on your phone while you're
you know, while you have it up and it's like a big photo, I've turned that off. But I think what's ruining music is TikTok. I mean,
Yeah.
At this point, people always say like, "Oh, shut up about TikTok." I don't know why, but I just genuinely think, as a whole, TikTok has ruined music. You can see it in Steve Lacy. He despises Bad Habit now because just the audience it's garnered.
But the audience it's garnered is an audience, and it's still earning him money. And if it weren't for that audience, I don't know. There's some artists that have blown up, and all of their audience primarily comes from TikTok, and they're now transferred that audience to Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, and they're now successful because of, well, effectively the marketing they did on TikTok.
I would reckon that the most added to playlist, I don't know how to, the most added song
to
playlists, and then very quickly taken off, would be On Site by Kanye West. There's the little interlude in that song. You might have heard it. All together, harmony. It's like this children's choir. It's completely different to the rest of the track. The rest of the track sounds like Death Grips. This big, loud, industrial sound. But then it changes halfway through into this children's choir that was sped up, pitched up, whatever, put on TikTok. People, oh, this is beautiful. And it is a beautiful moment in the song. And then it'll go up and search, oh, this is On Site by Kanye West ad. And then maybe it will come up in their daily rotation and go, what is this?
Yeah.
I mean, some people might like it. I mean, it is a good song, accessible song to some extent. But I do think that is just one example of how TikTok, the fact that the sounds are so short in themselves, that Steve Lacy concert where no one sang for the whole concert apart from that one bit in Bad Habit, that is just a little embarrassing, I would say.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to come off as that guy. I never want to come off as that guy.
So you will never post any of your music on TikTok?
No. I mean, I don't want to come off as the guy who's just hating on stuff just to hate, or just new generation is. I don't think that. I don't have any social media on my phone. In my free time, I play.
Are you sure?
I've got Snapchat and YouTube. In my spare time, I play Pacey at 17. Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of am that guy where I don't know what's even going on in TikTok anymore. People will say a joke to me. People will tell me a joke, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's really funny," and no one else will laugh. And I've realised it's because he's just said a joke that was dead on TikTok like 2 weeks ago, and no one else is laughing. I was like, "Oh, this is the first time I've heard this. Brilliant." But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, you talk now.
So the answer to the question was yes, basically.
Yeah, I forgot what the question was.
The answer to the question is no. Spotify's not ruining it. TikTok's ruining it.
Well,
I think
streaming.
I think both.
Both.
Both. I do love. Here's an example. Right. Rex Orange County released his album Who Cares February 2022. The day it released, I went out to the record shop and I bought it on the day it released. Hadn't heard a single second, and that was so cool to do that.
Yeah. To
go out and actually buy a physical copy of the record the day it has released. I think that is pretty cool. And I think in a way streaming has got rid of that. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I do think that having that experience is pretty cool, to do that.
So now that Pete's songs are going on TikTok and being, taking like 10 seconds of them, and then artists are blowing up once and whatever, what's the word for someone that has one successful song? I know there's a phrase, one hit wonder. There we go.
One hit wonder.
All these one hit wonders potentially because of social media or TikTok. Is there a way of undoing it? Can it be undone?
Can it be undone? The whole kind of thing at this point, I do think that we'll have a bit of a resurgence. Maybe a new app will come out. I'm not sure. A new app that will be a bit more long form.
Yeah, everything's short form now.
Everything's short form nowadays. Not Jacob, he's very tall.
That's true. But no, yeah, like TikTok clips, the YouTube Shorts to full length video ratio is like 3,000 to 1. It's only shorts are where the views are at.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
This is kind of off topic a little.
Yeah.
But I saw someone put on their Snapchat it was a TikTok, and it was like, you know how you can kind of put the TikToks on your Snapchat story or whatever, and it's just like something you agree with or something you put on there, be like, yeah, this is something I agree with. It was just this girl, I guess, recording herself, and the text was music greater than sign. What? Great.
I know
Cheers.
that annoys you, Benji. I know that infuriated you.
It's not even the fact that it was music that they used. It could have been something like food greater than sign. Yes, obviously, everyone thinks that.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's off topic. I'm being grumpy right now.
So what inspired you to then actually apply, and specifically with Movember rather than a different charity?
Yeah, so Movember holds a very special place in my heart. I lost my dad to suicide in 2020, March 2020, which was actually on the day that we first lockdown, and yeah, we knew he was low, but had no idea kind of quite how low he was, and never expected him to take his life, which is quite common of people that lose loved ones to suicide. It's not something that generally crosses your mind. And he was just 58, and he had retired for working as a GP 3 years previously. And he lived with depression for the best part of his adult life, but that didn't stop him from having kind of a budding career. And yeah, he'd been on antidepressants for a number of years, but he was sort of determined that when he retired, he'd wean himself off them. And sort of, as is sort of typical of his generation, he didn't talk about his mental illness, and was determined to attribute it to the stress of his job. And he was an extremely proud man, and didn't let on to my brother and I that he was struggling, as he felt it made him sort of a bad father, and he felt it was his job to protect us rather than the other way around. And he hated the idea of being a burden, so much so that he chose to relieve us of this sort of supposed burden, in inverted commas, he was placing on us. But the reality is, in taking his life, he has exposed his family to a irreparable burden that will carry with us for the rest of our lives. So yeah, and he didn't like to be perceived as vulnerable or weak, and he was an admired figure, but to me there's nothing sort of more admirable and brave than admitting you need help, and that's something I wish I kind of stressed to him more at the time, but in truth, I didn't, it never occurred to me that he kind of wouldn't be around for me to say that to him.
I'm so sorry to hear that, but thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So following on from that, how do you think Movember, or what more wide, men's mental health, how do you think the stigma around, reaching out to those around you, your loved ones, how do you think that's changed in recent years, and particularly with the younger generation as well?
Yeah, so I think there's been, a lot of improvement in terms of trying to destigmatize men's mental health. I think there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I think particularly for, my generation and your generation, I think people are, more willingly speaking up about their mental health. It's not quite as stigmatized or taboo as it was, for instance, for my dad's generation, and this idea of the kind of a traditional idea of a man being strong and someone that doesn't show their emotions is sort of slowly fading, I think, which is obviously a positive. And I think that's largely come off the back of partly celebrity figures being quite vocal about their own mental health. I think that's kind of set the set an example that, actually, it is okay to struggle, and it's important to reach out if you are struggling. And also, I think just education around mental health is also improving, as is the work that, charities like Movember are doing to kind of raise awareness of mental health.
What?
So YouthTV,
people?
Yes, YouthTV has gone from being a Bedford local media project to being a UK-wide media project. And we're currently an unincorporated organisation. So it's a voluntary run by incredible lady at Groundwork East, Diana Headley, who's the youth manager. And she helps us put this project together. And it still works to this day, so it's functioning well. We have around 23, 24 volunteers, including myself, on this team. And our taglines and slogans have changed during YouthTV. It used to be television for young people by young people. Then we just put television for young people. Then we said a media project by young people, for young people. Then we've gone to empowering young people through media, which is the one I'm sticking with.
Yeah.
It's empowering young people through media. And that's that. That literally is all you have to say. Empowering young people through media. We've been doing it since Feb 2020, and it's been going all the way through. And we've mastered lockdown Zoom recordings. That was the tricky thing.
So I know, but just for the listeners, the watchers,
Yes.
What media do you put out?
What media? What, for YouthTV? Yeah.
Yeah. As part of YouthTV, yeah.
So we have the show. It's an interview style show, including just cooking features, random cooking features. There is, if you go back to February 2022, so 2 years in, and you see myself and Holly Comparetto cooking cakes, scared. Okay, that is literally, we honestly, as soon as that blender went on, we started screaming. It was awful, but it was really enjoyable. And I mean, I have had a blast on that show. I've interviewed, I don't know if you'll know them at all, but these are legends in television. I've interviewed Becky Jago from ITV News Anglia. She's the blonde lady on our TV screens for regional television. And Fred Dinage from ITV News Meridian, who does How. How. And that programme, I'll show you later, Jacob. Okay. And who does How, and used to present ITV News Meridian. He retired in December 2021, which was a really sad day. But Sangeeta and Matt Till are on there now. They're doing a great job. And another interview, Angela Griffin from who's the head teacher of Waterloo Road, has given us the best support ever. So when I say that, Kim Campbell from Waterloo Road, who was in it right from the start, 2006, when I was born, is supporting our show. It is incredible to have that support. Waterloo Road is one of my favourite programmes. You'll get to know that about me. I'm very a school-based drama person, Ackley Bridge and all that lot. And I think Angela Griffin has supported us heavily. We've also had Dr. Hilary Jones from ITV Daytime, Rhea Hebden from ITV Daytime, and who else? Shaniqua Paris from CBBC Newsround, Graft from Newsround as well. That's all off the top of my head. I must have missed someone because we've obviously had so many people. We've had Fiona Swago-Mabs, who's the director of director of drugs education charity Daniel Swago-Mabs Foundation. We've had local musicians. We have Matty Ram on. We've had Charlie Wheeler, who does all of our TNS, which is the next step, kind of fan theory stuff. That's one. Braden Bent I've interviewed from Sky Kids FYI. He is amazing. He's younger than me and he's a presenter.
That is impressive, yeah.
Yeah, and as I've said earlier, Harrison Gunn. I interviewed Harrison Gunn because I used to listen to his podcast, It's Good to Talk. And it's a plug for you, Harrison. It's Good to Talk on Spotify and Global Player. But I didn't know this at the time. I planned to go to this college. And my cousin was friends with Harrison. So that's how we met. And I met him on my open day and in person, and I knew before I was messaging him that we would do it. And it's incredible. Someone I interviewed who I really looked up to is I'm going to be working with. and that's kind of the like wow moment.
Yeah,
really.
So something else we mentioned as a topic to talk about was a diet that you've been
we're bringing this
embarking
up then, are
on.
we?
And let's say embarking on.
Embarking. Do you know what, Jacob?
Mm.
I'm going to surprise you here.
Are you?
I am. Bear with me.
Oh, okay.
I have brought...
You have brought...
said diet to...
I'm very sorry for all the people listening on Spotify. Probably not going to be able to see this. But
sorry.
what have we got here?
So...
Do you want to pass me my phone, actually, quickly?
Why am I passing?
Because I feel like no one's going to be able to see this. Let me do a little bit close-up on
okay.
what we've got here. Might make for a better watching experience. So what have we got here?
So, we have cayenne pepper.
Set that up. Sorry, I just
No, that's
thinking
fine.
about
I'll wait.
Thinking about the audience.
No, I'll wait. No, I'm joking. It's got to be right, Jacob.
It's got to be right. Quality control. Maybe? That's fine. Louis, we'll work with that. We'll work with that. Yeah, let's go.
We've got cayenne pepper.
Okay.
We have lemon juice and we have maple syrup.
Okay.
This is called the Beyonce diet.
From the Beyonce?
From the Queen Bee.
Beyonce.
The icon. Not Beyonce. And she did this diet for her 2006 film Dreamgirls. I don't know if you've heard of it. With Jennifer Hudson.
I have heard of it.
Unfortunately, I think it's very negative to say she didn't fit in her dress, but the dress that was made for her was too small.
Okay.
So she did this diet and fitted into the dress. I'm not saying that you have to be skinny to be a singer or have to be skinny to be in a musical film. You don't. But the dress that was made for her was too small. So she did this. And I'm going to make it for you today, Jacob. I'm going to make it for you today.
I'm a bit scared.
So we're doing a bit of lemon juice, a little lemon juice.
God! Oh dear, it's gone everywhere.
Oh.
Do you have this with a meal or just by itself, or what's?
I usually don't have it with a meal.
That's a lot of lemon. That is a lot of lemon juice.
I just have this.
Okay.
I did get in a little bit of trouble the other day. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Am I not speaking into the mic?
No, I was just thinking about what it's all right. It's all right.
The viewers. I did get in a little bit of trouble the other day. So I am eating it with meals, but it's a good detox. It does make you lose weight, but it's also very good for your gut. Open that for me, Jacob. Very good for your gut and very good for your digestive system. It's a bit stiff.
Have you opened this before?
Yeah, I've opened it before. Should we get the old... Oh, so I'll do some cayenne pepper while we're waiting for the maple syrup. Are you opening it?
I'm trying. Is it? It's like stuck together.
Yes.
There's like a... I was going to try and cut the little, like, stuck bit.
Why would this not open? Oh, do you know what?
This would have been a lot of build-up.
I had it all planned out, and now
I've just seen what you've done to that lemon water.
Yeah, it's
can I have a little whiff of this?
No, yeah, you can have a whiff. You can't have a sip though. Oh, it's not bloody opening. Can you actually try and open that?
Doesn't smell good.
Can you actually try and open that? Because it's all failed. It's all failed if we can't do this. And I've got it absolutely everywhere. I'm so sorry about your table. I've got it everywhere.
So Louis, talk to me about this diet while I'm trying to open this.
Just to have this 3 times a day. Have a piece, or you can have it more than 3, but that's only what I have is 3 times a day. Don't eat with it. But you can if you want to. But I sometimes don't eat with it. And you lose quite a lot of weight. It's good for your gut. I always do it after Christmas because I eat way too much.
Every year?
Yeah. I eat way too much and I put on way too much weight over Christmas. And I always do it. But I love it. I love it.
Apologies.
Sorry everyone. It's my fault. I should have checked it. I've made a right mess on your table. I'm so sorry.
Right. Sort that out later.
Can you open it?
I really can't open this.
Right, give it to me.
Do you want to have a go?
Right, ask me more
Do
questions.
you see what I mean? It's like stuck around the.
It's fine. We'll get it out. We'll get it.
Have you tried any other diets?
Oh, I do. I've done it.
You do? Go on then. Run me through them, because this one is. If I was going to start a diet, I'm not sure this would be the one.
Can I just say we might actually not be able to have this because.
Are we just gonna have to have like pepper water?
And lemon.
And It's.
This is the only thing that makes it bloody drinkable.
Where's the camera? Can we just look at the colour? Are you meant to stir it? Because I feel like it's
you are, but we don't have,
settling at the bottom. Get a bit of a close up on that.
Can I get it open? I think I might have got it open. Yes, we're in. We're in, people.
That means I have to drink it.
We are in. Right, maple syrup. Enjoy, Jacob. Cheers.
Do you want to go first, Louis?
I will.
Tell me.
I love it.
Teach me what to do with it.
I love it. So cheers. Thank you very much for having me on the Nite podcast.
You are so welcome.
Gives you a kick.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about that. I don't have anything to wash this down with if I don't. Let's just get a little.
Oh, I've got it bloody everywhere. Look,
congealing at the bottom there.
Come on.
It's an interesting looking. Some good delaying strategies.
We need to get a white plate because we've got it absolutely everywhere.
Right, are we ready?
What do you think?
Strong. It's definitely strong. It doesn't mess about. It doesn't.
Oh.
Are you drinking all of that?
Yeah.
I hope you're not expecting me to drink all of this.
Yeah, I am. I've given you a small one on purpose. Drink it. Stop being pathetic.
You know what? It's spicy.
It is spicy. It's bloody cayenne pepper. It's going to be spicy.
It's stronger than I was expecting. In terms of
nicer than you were expecting?
Nicer. I'm messing up my words now. It's nicer. It's very lemony. You can't really taste the cayenne pepper. It's just there after.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that maple syrup went. I think it might be at the dark
bottom,
the dark base.
Yeah, the dark base. Yeah.
And it smells horrible.
I've spilt it absolutely everywhere. I'm so sorry. Come on, let's get on with it.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to drink
I'll have it.
I think I might be sick.
I'll have it. Let's get on with it. It's lovely. Love it.
Is it?
Love it. The tourists.
Yeah.
They've shut down one island in the Maldives
Yeah.
and literally just put on all the rubbish on this island.
Yeah.
So it's like polluting the sea. So you swim in the sea, you're going to get ill.
Yeah.
But enjoy the Seychelles. I can't think if I have been. I think it's Maldives that I went.
Yeah.
Or Mauritius. Where's Mauritius?
Mauritius is. I don't know if that's around there.
I don't know.
I'm actually not sure.
I don't know. Where's your notes then?
The hair. Look how many
What?
notes.
It's a weird notes page.
I know.
Why did you not just do it on notes?
Oh, it's like a better thing.
Why?
Because this one, I don't know.
Okay, carry on.
Oh, gosh. DIY?
I don't do DIY. No,
hiking and camping?
Hiking, campus
about
tits. As I've made this joke already, to be fair, but I'm campus tits, but I don't do camping.
What does that mean?
Camp. You know what camp is? Like camp.
Oh, I thought you said like camp.
Camp as tits. Just saying.
Yeah.
Educate yourself, Jacob. Educate.
Do you know that casual advice is actually one of them?
Casual advice.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, we should have done advice.
Okay, actually, let me do this because
Okay.
I know you want to. I know you want to give me advice.
I do want to give you.
Let me think about a problem that I have. Okay. This podcast. The podcast. I want to grow the podcast as big as possible. That's the goal. But I'm a busy person. I have school. I have work. This takes a lot. This takes a lot.
Set it up,
exactly.
yeah.
It takes a lot of time to set up, and then it takes even longer to edit. And shorts, they take forever to make. But I want to grow the podcast as big as possible. What do I do?
I think with the podcast is that it is. I'm being absolutely honest here. Only
You
honest.
like to roast me?
I think it's too all in one.
Yeah.
Like, what is the Nite podcast? Tell me, what is it? If you had to sum it up in one sentence, what would you tell me?
It's interesting. I actually had to do this with something else yesterday. A business strategy.
What is it?
The Nite podcast is a podcast run by me where guests come on to discuss what they're interested in or what they do, or just come on for a chat.
Yeah, that's dull, Jacob. I'm sorry, that's dull. People don't want to hear about what you're interested in. Maybe a few people do, but people want to see people giving advice.
But
funny things.
hasn't it all been done before?
Yeah, but how are your videos doing? You need to learn from every video.
On YouTube, I have 60,000 views from 11 episodes.
That's quite good, actually. 60?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your shorts.
Includes the shorts.
Oh, yeah, well.
We're still the episodes.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I just think you need to be more niche. Find your niche.
Mm.
And then, do you enjoy editing it and all that?
Yeah, I enjoy editing it.
So if you enjoy it, then obviously do it. But I think to grow it to the biggest it can be, you need to find your niche. And I think I'd do a great agony aunt giving advice, shit advice, but funny advice. And that would be my niche if I ever did a podcast. I was meant to be doing a podcast when I last came on here, but it never came to fruition. But I will do a podcast. I want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
I might do it with my brother. I feel like we've got great bands. And we would do a great podcast. We were talking about it actually recently that we should do a podcast, my brother and I.
So someone actually said the same as you before. My niche that I said to them, because they said, "Oh, what would your niche be?" I said education.
Yeah, that's dull.
No, but not education.
Dull,
not education
Jacob.
like
It's
education.
boring.
Listen.
Dull as
Like
beige.
things that apply to people our age, and then that changes. So right now it's A levels and drive, which we should talk about in a minute. Driving, and then next year it will become freshers uni. You know, and but the thing is as well.
It's not an education. It's growing up with me.
Yes, but not with me. But yeah, and
But it
also
is with you.
at face value, it's like okay, but then the demographic is huge.
Yeah, I get that.
What do you think?
I think you just need to make it more interesting. Like you need to plan more. No offense,
Louis, my notes are
mental. But what were we going to do today? We're just chatting. The start of this was dull.
My laws were so crap.
Your laws were
This research, I want to use my well-researched notes.
Okay, Jacob.
Look at all of these. Look at all of this. Crazy.
Oh my gosh, you need to send me screenshots of those after. That's so funny.
They're just, the sentences make no sense. I've just got like Urban Judge 17 ? GA presenter. Who knows? PJ management.
Oh my gosh!
It's just question mark and then it's CEO question mark. If you want to know what the notes say.
This is right. This is me. Okay, right. This is not a lie. UPJ Management Group is for a band called Wang.
I've actually seen Wang perform
live, right?
You've think seen them live? At Squires. Yes. I think so. And then I was speaking to someone about them as well.
I was in the same. Well, we must have been in the same room because. How did we not?
I actually don't know.
If you've seen them live, we must have been in the same room.
And then I was speaking to the sound engineer that was like mixing.
Yeah,
I think.
Go on.
It might have been someone else, but they definitely were a sound engineer at Squires, and they knew who I was talking about because it wasn't like on the night. Anyway, sorry, continue. Yeah.
Right. Oh no, yeah, as in yeah. So Wang, I then managed them, and then it kind of grew from. I couldn't do it as Urban Judge because I didn't want to. So that's just UPJ Group Management. To be honest, it's not. It's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Is it part of YouthTV or is it just?
It's not.
Just a different thing.
It's not. No, that's a management group, which represents. We're looking for other people to get on it, but at the moment, just Wang are taking up all my time. It's not even funny. They're amazing. They've had their holiday and they're ready to get back on it.
What does it involve from like your perspective?
So band management.
Yeah.
Band management. It's getting gigs, it's contacting venues, and it's doing everything an agent would do. So now I know how the agents feel when people bombard them with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just there's not really much to that, Jacob. There's not really much to management. It's getting them. It's getting the if it's price. Mostly the band will do stuff for free. And that's good because people want stuff for free, but it gets them publicity and exposure.
Yeah.
For the moment, there have been a couple of paid jobs. So.
And then there's also, I had a right stalk of your LinkedIn earlier. I can't even lie, but the Unprofessional Podcast producer at.
Well, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about that.
Oh.
You can't. No, that's that is two of my very best friends, and they are working on it. It's not there yet. They are working so hard on it to do a soft launch very soon.
Oh, it hasn't even come out yet.
That's there. It's not there yet. I can't possibly comment on that, or I will get a punch to the face later. Sorry, Jacob.
That's
I
all
can't
right. No,
believe now you've looked through my LinkedIn. I'm scared.
I just had a good look. No, there's some other stuff as well. Bedfordshire.
Oh,
I know you actually mentioned this before. Actually, Bedfordshire Police as well. I also saw in your YouTube captions. I've linked this all together. Funded by Bedfordshire Police.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on there?
So the early shows were funded by Bedfordshire Police.
Yeah.
They paid us to do the youth show.
Yeah.
So that's what that funded means. We're no longer funded by them, but we work closely with them. But we're not in any way controlled by them. We were never controlled by them in the first place. This is what people get wrong. They think we're controlled by the police. We're not controlled by the police. Please do not control us. The Bedfordshire Police event, which myself and Michelle hosted, was the Bid for Better participatory budgeting with the wonderful Susan Ritchie and Antigua Riley Corian. And it was one of the most amazing things to do. It was working with Bedfordshire Police. It was giving other like-minded community groups money to do the same thing we did, not TV-wise, but in their community. It was the leadership team program that won. And it was so good to work with them. And people see the police as really bad, especially youth, because they think that they're always on their case. You work with them the right way, it's very rewarding.
Do you think people, and obviously this is quite a general question, but do you think people are eager to learn and find out about mental health?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think everyone, would at least like to say that they are, or kind of hope that they are. I think it's probably partly one of those things that until it directly impacts you, or impacts someone close to you, then perhaps you don't have quite as much willingness to learn, in the same way that in the same way that you about kind of other issues affecting the world. I suppose there's only a limited amount of time that everyone has to give to broadening their knowledge. But I think nationally and globally, we are starting to recognise the importance, of having a better understanding of it. And, it infects, 1 in 4 people, that's a lot of people. So, even if you're not that 1 in 4, you're likely to be, know one of those people. So I think, the more it can be prioritized and sort of recognized as something that everyone, should further their understanding about, then the better, because I think, it's partly kind of a slightly dated opinions on mental health that, that don't help. And I think as well, there's a lot of kind of fear around the best way to talk to someone that's experiencing, poor mental health, because I think, it's not like if someone said to you, I've been diagnosed with cancer, no matter what you say to that, it isn't going to make their cancer worse. But if someone says to you, I've been diagnosed with depression, and you say something that, makes them feel worse, you say the wrong thing, that has the capacity to make them feel worse. So I think people, that's partly why people can sometimes be slightly cagey or awkward about it, because they just, fear that they're going to say the wrong thing. So I think if people, do spend more time educating themselves, then they'll be better equipped to kind of have those more difficult conversations.
Are you on
everywhere.
Instagram?
I'm on Instagram.
Oh, I don't.
But you can also okay. You can also do now new thing, questions on Spotify. Did you know that?
Are we on Spotify,
mate? What? You're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music,
My
Audible,
God.
everything.
Spotify.
How did you not know about this?
My God, I feel really
wow.
special.
This one will actually be on Spotify with video as well.
Ooh,
but you can comment questions.
Well, do that. Comment on Spotify.
Comment on Spotify. Questions. So I had an idea.
Yeah.
I was watching a YouTube video the other day of some man.
No original ideas.
No.
Just copying.
I've lost it. I know this was actually, it's kind of original. There was a guy that was proclaiming in a YouTube show that it is illegal to hold a salmon
outside the Houses of Parliament.
No.
Suspiciously outside the Houses of Parliament.
Have you seen this?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a proper law.
Yeah.
You can't suspiciously hold a salmon outside the Houses of Parliament.
So it got me thinking.
Yeah.
Laws.
But why would you be holding a salmon? Like, what is the circumstances of that? How does it become suspicious?
How does it become about? Suspicious? How does it become about? Because someone must have been doing something.
That's true.
Like, there's law. Like, when someone first got murdered, they will have put in a law that says you can't murder people because that's bad.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. So what was someone?
Who was carrying a salmon suspiciously? Maybe they were going around slapping the people with the salmon.
Maybe it's quite a big fish though. I don't
know
know
if
you
quite
can
a large
actually
fish.
slap someone with
It
a
is
salmon.
quite a lot. I actually am a phenomenal cook with salmon.
Are you?
Actually,
can you fillet?
Amazing.
Is it fillet a salmon?
Well, shall I show you my salmon?
Have you actually? Wow.
This was in France, like week 1.
Of course.
I gorgeously made a salmon. What do you say?
Made a salmon.
No, I didn't make the salmon. The salmon was already like made.
You sliced it up.
No, I cooked it. I boiled it in a fish kettle.
What is a fish kettle? Is a fish kettle?
A fish kettle is a fish kettle. A fish kettle is like a long, like pan, like saucepan.
So the whole fish fits in it.
The whole fish fits in it, and then you put a top on it with water, and you cook it really quickly. I'm trying to find it, and then I'll screen record. So I do not want you going through my photographs.
What's in the photographs?
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that. Look, that was a salmon. Let me stream record.
I actually don't like fish very much.
You'd be the one holding it suspiciously.
That it does look quite nice.
Doesn't it look good?
The presentation's very good.
Yeah, and it was so tender. It was actually a bit raw in the middle. But
that is as tender as it gets.
It's sushi.
It's actually I actually like sushi, to be fair. I do like sushi.
I love sushi.
Sushi. What's your favourite kind of sushi?
It's quite hard to say. Sushi.
Really talented as well.
Yeah, you see them in
like
with the rolling with the rice thing.
Yeah.
With the rice and the avocado.
Yeah.
Avo.
Anyway.
Yeah.
My laws, according to Dutton Gregory Solicitors. Shout out them.
Who?
Dutton Gregory Solicitors.
Okay.
But this author's Chris Hall. It is illegal. Actually, I want to know two things from each. I want to know your opinion on them.
Okay.
And how you think they came about.
Okay.
Number 1.
Yeah.
It is illegal to stand within 100 yards of the reigning monarch without wearing socks.
Blimey. The reigning monarch. So how 100 yards is it 100 meters?
I don't know. I've actually got the story, so you can guess how it came about, and then I'll tell you how it came about.
So is it 100 yards or 100
It's
meters?
100 yards. That's quite
long. That's quite.
I think it is a yard long. No, a yard is a lot shorter than a meter.
Is it? So
wait, what is 100 yards in meters?
No, I feel like it's longer than a meter.
It's 90. He didn't say it, but it's 91.44 meters. So basically 100 meters.
So 100 meters.
Yeah.
So if you was, that is mental. Like, but I've seen them. There's this like really funny video. Can't find it, but where Charles and Camilla are giggling their asses off in a chair with like native some country dancing. They haven't got shoes.
Is that in England?
No.
Maybe it's only
in England.
It's a UK law. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe the law only.
But what about if the king went to like a jiu-jitsu class? They've never got shoes on.
That's true, actually.
They've never got shoes on. Should they be arrested? Should the little 7-year-olds that are playing jiu-jitsu for the king?
If you're at Buckingham Palace and you're standing right against the fence on a summer's day,
that's what I thought.
And you're wearing like
no
socks.
That's true. I didn't think about the shoe situation. Yeah. I just thought you were going with socks with shoes with no socks. But you could be wearing sandals. You could be wearing flip-flops.
And you might not even know.
What about a heel?
Well, you don't wear socks with a heel, do you?
No. So is that wrong? Well, you do. You wear tights.
That's true,
tights?
If you're going to a fancy occasion, a black tie dinner, you could be wearing heels.
Yeah. And if you haven't got tights on, which I don't know why you're not wearing tights with like a formal dress.
Do tights count as socks?
Do they count as socks? That's what I'm just saying.
I don't know.
should we get King Charles, on the Nite podcast?
King Charles on the Nite podcast
to answer these questions.
Going to school in Boston specifically for music like helped me meet a lot of musicians, and I don't know, I made a lot of good connections and was inspired to like become a better musician because everybody was massively talented. And I mean, I think inspiration just comes from what you make of it and like how willing you are to like seek it out. And for me personally, I think the move to America was kind of like I needed the change and to be just surrounded by musicians because I didn't really have that around me in the UK. And it's partially my fault. I could have like seeked it out more, but I think that's just the way it happened, and everything happens for a reason in my eyes. So
what is that music scene like in Boston? Is it big, or is LA bigger?
LA is definitely bigger. But what I liked about Boston was like, again, it was just like the school, so very tight knit circle of musicians, and the scene was really nice, and just like everybody was willing to just like make music or hang out and jam or like just like connect, and like it was nice having everybody be able to relate to you on one extent or another. And then coming to LA, I've just like it's just massive, man. It's so massive. Like everybody here is doing it, and that's also great. It's super inspiring, you know. I'm just trying to get out more here just because I'm like working so much, and I wanna pursue the scene here as well. But the East Coast is fun. I really like Boston, New York. I was able to get out and do a bunch of shows and get people at the shows, which was awesome. It was like very rewarding.
Have you always, is this your own shows, like solo shows?
Yeah, so I was doing a lot of like solo shows with a full band because I really like playing music with a full band, and I just think it adds so much to a performance. So I just learned how to do that, and it was rough at first. It's like performing it was not easy for me to get adjusted to, but the more I did it, like the better it got, and like the more connected you get with band members, and it ended on a good note in the East Coast, and now I got to rebuild it back in the West Coast.
Is there a lot of like venues and stuff? Is it easy to find places to actually play rather than just the people to play with?
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of venues for sure. It's pretty accessible over here. There's like a few companies that early on that were like kind of did like the group booking thing. And that was a good way in to get kind of show credits and like build your reputation in each of the cities. So the way I did it was like I worked up in each city. Like getting to New York was tough, but like I think the first way we got there was like we did like a private rooftop show, and that was one of my favorite shows ever. It was like it was really cool. It was very I don't know, it was beautiful. We were on the roof, we saw all the big buildings, and very intimate, just like me playing guitar, my other friend playing guitar, and like my friend playing drums, and we got a good amount of people there, and it was just like a good vibe.
You know like Lego Ninjago? Have you watched it? No? You haven't watched Lego Ninjago? With the Spinjitzu?
No.
Anyway.
I watched the Lego movie.
That's not anyways, if you guys watch Lego Ninjago, wait, which one am I looking at?
Just wherever.
Okay, if you guys watch Lego Ninjago, it's like that. So basically the Lego people, they're like kung fu people, and they go to their master. I forgot what was his name. This old white guru. And they just train, and then they reach their full potential, and then
so it's like Johnny English.
Yes.
You know what I mean, though, don't you? You know what I mean? When he's training, and then he reaches his full potential, and then gets called back to MI.
Yes, exactly.
7, 5.
So it's just a sense of fulfillment within yourself. And
it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Driving
lessons are expensive.
Between like 30 and 40.
So what would you learn? What would you learn before? So gears, roundabouts, dual carriageway.
I don't want to sound like bad, but just learn how to drive
before.
Be confident enough to be. Well, this is how I did it. I don't know if this is the best way, but for me, it worked. It didn't work because I failed, but it worked in terms of me learning how to drive. I went on a dual, like I've been on dual carriageways. I live somewhere where there's loads of roundabouts. So I understand most of the roundabouts. Just learn to do that before you have your first driving lesson. Yeah.
Yeah. Was I not meant to say that?
I don't know. I don't really care.
Okay.
But yeah, so do that. Learn.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah. And learn how to pull away properly and quickly. And also just do like reversing and stuff as well. Just to become confident with it.
Well, the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do an intensive course because I bored.
Yeah.
I can only really do lessons.
Yeah.
In the holidays.
You can do them here.
No, I know, but then at weekends I can't do them.
Yeah.
There's a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I might just do like, if I get my theory done before half term,
yeah,
I could do my.
You can do that in Bedford.
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, then I can do my intensive course in October.
Yeah.
And then just wait for.
I don't know if I can back the intensive course.
Why?
I mean, I don't know anyone that's done it, but I've seen a video about a driving instructor talking about it, and he wasn't like very because yes, you learn. I think it's the same with any intensive course. You learn how to do the thing, but it's very crammed in, and it's like you won't spend a lot of time on. You'll get taught how to do roundabouts, but every single roundabout is different. Like you just need to have a lot of practice driving, I think.
Yeah, but if I do the intensive course, then I can go out with my dad or mum every couple of weeks, or every week until I get a.
Yeah, it's just there, and then getting the test is the problem.
Yeah.
But it's just good driving.
Yeah.
Not that I can drive, but.
That's so sad, Jacob.
I was actually so annoyed.
You were so upset. You were so upset.
It's just so annoying.
I felt so bad. I gave you a big hug.
You did.
Yeah. I did. I felt bad for you.
But
actually.
It's just yeah.
Yeah. Well,
driving,
how long have we done?
Podcast in the car coming soon. Is all music an art form, or are some songs there just to make people money? Do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. There are cash grabs everywhere. Industry plants. There are some songs that I hate, not because of the music, although the music probably is bad if I hate it, but just the fact that it's only there for money. They're not trying to make like an artistic statement. They're not trying to give the listener an enjoyable experience. They're like, what's something that will go viral here or go viral there? Yeah. And I'm not saying you have to make some song about some really deep topic or anything. You can make a great, fun song. I love Young Thug. You know, I'll just have to say that out there. Young Thug is one of my favorite artists, and he makes songs about, whatever.
Yeah.
He very mindless, but it's also fun, and he also knows that.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to be much else. There are some songs where you can kind of tell them number one directive is just try and make as much money as possible.
Top of the charts.
Yeah. And I do think you can definitely tell.
Yeah. But that's some people's style, and a lot of people love that. So I don't know. I don't like to.
I'm not having a go.
Yeah, I don't like to shoot shots. You know.
Did you see that Ed Sheeran said that his newest album that's unreleased is going to be his first album where he's actually made the music for himself? All his other albums he's made for what he thinks people will like. What are your options on that?
We'll see.
I think. I don't know if anyone can actually hear the questions you're asking. It's about Ed Sheeran's new album. I think he has such, now being Ed Sheeran, one of, if not the biggest artist in the world at the moment, has such a loyal fan base that whatever song he releases, it's going to do well. Obviously, when you're an up-and-coming artist, I think, especially if it's pop, you need to release songs that will be at the top of the charts or people will actually like listening to. But now he's got that, and he has all the money in the world to spend on music and whatever else he likes doing. He can actually make and release songs that are for him. That I think. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's been odd snippets in his albums that are like hymn songs and deep songs, like
Supermarket Flowers
is a prime example of that.
And I hate Ed Sheeran, but I know that.
Yeah, and the story behind that is quite deep and sad. And there's been a few on his first album. I've forgotten the name of it. The one with like the orange album cover, or one of his first albums.
Loaded with delivery either the 21st or the 22nd, and your driver will tell you which day.
Barry and I have been talking here, and we're trying to get things figured out. We don't know if the hot tub thing's going to work out for us now or not.
I got neuro lapses about people that I'm never selling them, lies and telling them that I'm never getting sold like I'm Jude Bellingham. I'm Phil Elverum, I'm in the air. If you like my face, call this number if you really care. 27 444444 27 4444. Throwing up fours like a Mikel Deans as I'm throwing up sore on my bed's new sheets. Last night's party's a real ski slope. I had pizza for one watching the peep show. I can't tell you half of what I see though. Pasta, melatonin is a cheat code. It's my cheat day if you're doing shit like this. I'm tall but my posture got me 5'6". Fucking relatable, whiz hit, never miss. Bladder's empty from you taking the piss. Taking the mick like I'm taking your crown. And got my legal team, I'm taking you down. Use you bitches for fuel, so caution. Get out or you'll be put on an auction. Fucking references. Stop making references. Stop making references. Stop making references. 2 7 4 4 4 4 4 2 7 4 4 4 4 4.
They're so mentally draining, especially when you've got physics and French on the same day.
What's wrong? Do you not like French either?
Do I not like French?
Do you not? This is going to be, your mic is going to be so broken when you're talking like that.
French is literally the bane of my existence.
I thought physics was.
Physics is a little bit. No. Yeah, physics is worse than French.
Yeah.
But French is still awful.
Tell me something in French.
Oh my god, mon posture, c'est très mal.
What does that mean?
Maintenant.
My posture is bad. See?
I actually don't know if posture is the word, but it is what it is.
We should pick better chairs.
Okay, what's next?
Why are you doing like you're taking, taking control of this podcast right now?
Yeah, because like you're just sat there like a chicken, not doing anything. I'm here.
What do you mean?
Giving you all the content you need.
You're not even giving me any content.
I am, bro. I'm actually like the best person you've got on this podcast. Sorry, Qiller and Louis, but like
that is not true. To be fair.
No, I think I'm winning on that front. Anyways.
Wow.
But no, yeah, Boardmasters was very fun.
Do you think have you ever done Reading or Leeds?
No.
So you don't know.
I've only done Boardmasters, and I used to go to this thing with my family. We went for like 5 years called Carfest. It's like a family festival. It's done by like BBC Radio 2.
What are you gonna do next year?
Boardmasters again.
Oh, no, you'll do Boomtown.
No, I'm gonna do. I should have gone to this. Me and my mate were gonna go D&B All Stars Festival.
What's that?
It's like there's this like club YouTube channel thing called D&B All Stars, and it's like all the big drum and bass DJs.
Oh.
I don't know if you know like Headache.
No, I wouldn't know.
No, so they were all headlining, and it looked so cool.
Are you gonna go next year?
Maybe, yeah. It's only like a day though, so.
Oh, that's
I might do Creamfields.
What's the one that you can only do at 18? Boom Fest or whatever it's called.
Boomtown. So. That's like rock though.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. I need to look into it. I don't know what to do next
I want to do Reading because the lineup at Reading or Leeds is just good.
Yeah, people say like Reading is a hardcore festivals.
Yeah.
Like compared to the others.
Yeah.
But I had a great time.
The Boardmasters is very it is very chill.
Yeah, it's not a lot of doing.
There's not a lot. Like I know that Jaws and Pipeline are meant to be like the bad campsites, but we were right next to them and there was nothing like.
But I heard that the lineup was.
The lineup was not great.
Who did you have?
I had my favorite was Boo, the DJ. He was amazing. There was all sorts of people though, like Tion Wayne. He was good.
I saw Tion Wayne.
Florence and the Machine. Liam Gallagher.
Oh, I bet Liam Gallagher.
Was great. He's very. I want to say I don't know, rude.
Yeah, he is very rude. He's very arrogant.
He's very arrogant.
Very arrogant.
Yeah, but no, he actually played some Blur songs, which I thought was an interesting choice.
What Blur songs did he do?
He did Song 2 and one other one. I can't remember the name of.
Okay. I actually have some questions for you, Jacob, that I've written down on my phone. I know.
Oh dear.
You like to shake up the nitty podcast.
You didn't even tell me about this.
No, I didn't. I kept secret.
You wanted me to be unprepared for this. Okay.
Can I use my phone?
Of course you can use your phone.
There's no cameras on my phone.
I don't know. What's on the phone? Just these class questions. 6:09 p.m.
Okay. There you go.
So-
Notes app. Load it up.
4th of May, 2023. I'm a bit worried about
No funny
this.
business. Right?
No funny business. These better be good questions.
Yeah, these are.
Killer questions.
So, why did you call it the Nitty Podcast?
Why did I call it the Nite Podcast? Spelt Nite. Do you want to know honestly?
No. Lie to me.
Lie to you.
No, I was just joking.
Well,
we have a bit of banter on the Nite Podcast.
It was the summer, and I was sat outside at 12 p.m. by a pond, and I was just deeping what I could do with myself.
In the middle of the day?
12 p.m.
12 p.m. is the middle of the day.
12 is it midnight?
Midnight. Okay, there you go.
Midnight.
Lower sixth.
Just generally. There's no specific time frame to it. I was sat there and I was just deeping what I could do with myself, and then I decided I was going to start a podcast, and because it was night, I decided to call it the Nite Podcast. But then night's normal. That's not very exciting. That doesn't. When you hear the Nite Podcast, you're like, but it's spelled Nite. It makes you question.
Like questions like, is there actually going to be nitties on this podcast?
Yeah, is there?
Is this?
Is it recorded? Is it recorded at night? Were we going to record it when it was dark? We decided not because the cameras were not that good. But so that's the lie. The truth is I was going through random word generator and picking words that I liked, and then was thinking about.
I didn't know nitty was a real word.
What could come from this?
They can't see my phone.
Nitty means that you're a drug addict.
Wait, you what? How many? How many? No, it's not spelled N-I-T.
Yeah, no, but it's nit-e. That's the point.
But yeah, and then I was thinking about what each word meant, and then I just decided upon this. It's quite catchy, and it makes people ask a question when they hear it. Why is it spelled like that? And that's good.
And the answer is because it's good. Right, next question. I have. Can you tell me which footballer has this transfer history? Okay, I'm going to name you 3 clubs.
What are these questions?
I'm going to name you 3 clubs that this player has played for, and I want you to tell me which player it is, okay? Milan. That's AC Milan. Olympique Lyonnais. And West Ham United.
I'm not a footballer. I don't particularly like football. I don't dislike football. I don't necessarily know that much about football.
Do you want an easier one?
Yeah. Is it someone I'd know?
No. Bonrepos, Valencia, and PSG. Comment down below if you knew the first one. And then comment again, reply to that comment. Dislike your first comment, reply to this comment if you know this one.
I have no idea.
Alright.
Who is it?
No, you're going to get the comments.
Oh dear.
God, that really hurt.
You have so many questions. I don't know if you can actually see, if anyone will see this. There's scrolling's worth of questions.
I'm just trying to pick out a good one.
Did you write this just for this?
What podcast do you enjoy, Jacob?
That is actually a good question right there. What podcast do I enjoy? I like the Joe Rogan Experience.
Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh, I do.
Have you ever experienced Joe Rogan?
Oh, I've not experienced Joe Rogan.
He's great.
If Joe Rogan was to invite me on his podcast,
would you experience him?
I would experience him.
Did you see the bad one? I can't. No.
What?
Oh no. I was thinking of Alex. No, who's that? Never mind. Keep going.
I quite like the Impulsive podcast.
Impulsive, yeah.
Yeah, Logan Paul's podcast. That's quite good. I don't know. I try to take some inspiration from the Impulsive podcast. I quite like the Nelk podcast, whatever that thing is called. It's something. It's not called the Nelk podcast. But they've had some quite good guests on there, some quite influential guests, and it's always good to hear from influential people, creators. I like also the Colin and Samir podcast, or I don't know if it's actually called that, but Colin and Samir's podcasty stuff. Do you know who they are?
Yes.
Yeah. They had a particular episode which I liked was Mr. Beast came on the podcast and spoke about YouTube and advertising and why shorts are so good. And it was, in terms of a year tutoring in content creation, it's probably the most inspirational and good video I've ever watched. I probably learned more from that video with Mr. Beast talking than I've ever learned about content creation and making videos.
In school?
No, just generally.
No, I've never learned about content creation in school.
Yeah,
next question.
Neither have I. In 2017, you ran the London Marathon.
I did. I always said if I survived to year 26 of life with HIV, I wanted to run the marathon because I like numbers, and I thought 26.3 miles, 26 years HIV positive. I thought that would be a great sort of tagline for fundraising.
Yeah.
And I helped set up a charity called Body and Soul, and they had one place for London Marathon in my 26th year. So they very kindly gave that to me. I think I raised about £4,500. And yes, I ran the marathon, and I will never do it again. It was quite something, but it was also a sense of achievement to actually do it, because a few years earlier I'd been very sick with pneumonia, and I'd been on oxygen in hospital, and I could barely walk for the next 6 months afterwards without getting out of breath. So to take on the challenge of a marathon and actually finish was quite impressive.
Incredible, yeah.
Personally.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So do you see yourself going down this route for like a career? Like
Maybe.
100%?
If the podcast becomes a sustainable form of income,
What, this?
Why are you saying it like that? If this was a sustainable sort of source of income, there we go. Yeah.
I think because I'm on it now. I think
now it's going to become.
Yeah.
If this was a sustainable source of income, I would definitely say this forward as a career. But
What, like an influencer?
sure,
Like influencing?
I don't know how influential I can't even say the word. How influential is this podcast?
Well, I think you need the. It's not.
You can offend me. It's okay.
What do you mean? How influential is it? Like,
Well, how influential could a podcast be?
it depends how well you are at doing this stuff. Like, you're just starting. Like, you're not going to be like.
So I would take a career in being an influencer. I think.
I'm gonna be friends with an influencer.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So yeah, but if not the podcast, I think definitely something creative.
So like videography and stuff.
Videography, photography, editing, audio editing.
Have you told them what you do? Like.
I think well, I've spoken about that before.
Okay.
With I think with Louis, the man himself.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love Louis.
Yeah. So, what were we even talking about? Yeah, career.
Yeah.
What career do you want to do?
That is like an IB student's worst question.
And then.
What was I saying? What was I...
Why do you want? What's the benefits to doing IB?
Yeah. So it helps. It puts you in a spotlight for universities. Like you're just way better instantly. If you do well. But even if you don't do well, this is another thing. For A-levels, if you're going to get into Russell Group unis, you have to have like A star, A star, A. But for IB, it's like a set amount of points, and the grade boundaries are fixed. So if you work really hard, you're getting like equivalent to A star, A star, A star, and then you can get in easier than if you were to do A-levels.
Are you on track to get that right now?
Yeah.
It's pretty decent. Well done.
Thank you, Jake.
You're so welcome.
This is the nicest you've ever been to me.
You need to stop roasting me. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. No. Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. What does that say on your hand? No, your other one.
Oh, it's just ChatGPT. What's wrong with that?
Okay. It's also a great tool for IB as well. Anyways.
Hope the teachers are watching this.
Yeah, I like to create, and I think recently I've been not able to create as much as I was a few months ago, and it's just kind of made me realize how much I miss doing that. Because now I've been working on more of the engineering side, and it's cool. It's fun. I'm getting much better at it, but I think it's certainly less creative than being in the room coming up with ideas, and ultimately that's what I want to be doing. So I enjoy both equally, and whenever I get the chance to do either, I just jump on the opportunity.
But you see the engineering as more a pathway into the singer-songwriting.
Not necessarily, just because it's one of those things that you have to like study very deeply and get pretty good at, and that's what I studied in school, which is why I'm doing it. But ultimately it helps my production skills and just like myself as an artist, just so I know how to make things sound clean and good. It's pretty helpful. It's a helpful skill to have.
But
definitely. I wouldn't say it's like a pathway into songwriting, just because it's very much like a hard skill that you can have.
What was your experience on Britain's Got Talent? Did you enjoy it? Was it hard? Was there a lot of pressure? How was it?
It was good. It was definitely a lot of pressure in the but good pressure. In the sense that, like, you're being given this opportunity to showcase your talent to millions of people all over the world, and in the UK. So there is a pressure in terms of, like, you don't want to mess up. There's also that excitement about it as well, where you think to yourself, this could be life-changing. So I sort of had nervous excitement and moved with that.